Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. We're in John chapter 10, verse 14. I am the good shepherd. I know my own, and my own know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. And I lay down my life for the sheep. And I have other sheep that are not of this fold. I must bring them also, and they will listen to my voice. So there will be one flock, one shepherd. For this reason the Father loves me, because I lay down my life that I may take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. I have authority to lay it down, and I have authority to take it up again. This charge I have received from my Father. There was again a division among the Jews because of these words. Many of them said, He has a demon and is insane. Why listen to him? Others said, These are not the words of one who is oppressed by a demon. Can a demon open the eyes of the blind? Well, I think the lesson to learn there is Jesus is saying He's the shepherd. He's saying He knows the Father. So He's saying He's the Son of God here, really. He's not using those exact words, but that's the implication. That's why the people are divided at the end. Because anybody that would claim to be the Son of God, they're going to have a problem with. They wouldn't consider the fact that somebody might actually claim it who is the Son of God. But let's focus a little bit on this idea of Him being the shepherd. He says that He has other sheep. So He's talking to the Jews. He's talking there about the Gentiles. He's saying the Jews and Gentiles are all going to be together. There's going to be one flock and one shepherd. He's going to be the shepherd. Now, a good shepherd does what He says in verse 17. He says He lays down His life. And if you care for people, if you're in any kind of leadership position, you need to be willing to lay down your life. You're willing to die for them. But certainly if you're willing to die for them, you're willing to do whatever it takes to help them. You certainly don't want to be kicking them out or beating them or mistreating them, and you lay down your life for all your sheep, not just the easy ones, okay? The rambunctious ones, the rebellious ones, the sick ones, the hurt ones, the crying ones, the disappointed ones, the anxious ones, the worried ones, the depressed ones, the angry ones, the hurt ones. You don't just pick the sheep you like and you care for them. You love all the sheep. That's what Jesus did. He laid His life down for all the sheep, and we're not all easy sheep. Some of us are really hard sheep to love and hard sheep to lead, and yet that's what He did. And He says no one takes it from me, which means He was willing. He gave up His life. And when you read the account, you read that He was arrested and beaten and all that. Well, that was by His choice, because He could have stopped that at any time. See, He laid down His life of His own accord, only to take it up again. See, He had the power within Himself. Of course, that was because He was connected to the Father, to be raised from the dead. That's why we celebrate Easter every year, and that's why we celebrate the first day of the week, because that's when He rose. So, He says, this charge, verse 18, I have received from my Father. Again, declaring Himself to be God. He's going to do it again in the next few passages that we look at. But the main point I want to focus on there is if you're a shepherd, if you're in any kind of leadership, have the attitude of Jesus. Lay down your life for your sheep. But even before we got to all that, if you remember in verse 14, it says, I know my own, and my own know me. You're going to have to spend time with Him and get to know Him. Yeah, it's okay that you're willing to lay down your life for Him, but are you willing even to know them? Which means spending time with Him, having Him in your home, finding out what's going on in their life, and letting them see you, knowing you, find out what's going on in your life. I know my own, and my sheep know me. That's what Jesus said. You need to be like Him. We all need to be like Him. And for those of us who aren't in leadership positions, we need to be good sheep. We need to follow our leader. We need to listen to Him, which is why we need to read His Word and do what He says. Alright? We need to know His voice, because He already knows us. Hey, come back tomorrow for the next edition of Take 5.